A lot of people praising Patrick Mahomes last night for his two-play 40-something yard drive that got the Chiefs into field goal position. 13 seconds left, ball at your own 20. How does something like this happen? And while it's impressive from Mahomes, this is all on the Buffalo Bills defensive scheme and Leslie Frazier, who is trying to get a head coaching gig. This will not help. How does this happen? First, I'm going to say this. 13 seconds left. You're kicking off. You're up 3 points. The Chiefs have all 3 of their timeouts. Timeouts don't matter. They have 13 seconds left. The clock is the only thing that matters. They're not going to be able to call all of their timeouts. The clock's going to run to 0 before they can. They're not going to be able to get off enough plays. So you're kicking off, right? A lot of people said they should squib kick it. You shouldn't kick it through the end zone. Ideally, and this does come with some risk. Number one, why you don't squib kick it. I've seen time and time again in situations like this when the kickoff team tries squibbing it down to the 20-yard line, the actual receiving team, one of the up men, they're taught to bat the ball down, and if they do bat the ball down and just fall on it, the Chiefs could have gotten the ball at their own 40-yard line. Again, you're squibbing it so the ball is going to be on the ground. If it's not a perfect squib kick in between players, one of the Chiefs' up men on the receiving team could have just fallen on it at their own 40-yard line. That's why you don't squib kick it. Otherwise, even if you do squib kick it, the Chiefs players, I'm sure, were taught just to fall on the ball at their own 25-yard line, not to waste any time. The goal on the kickoff, number one, you either kick it through the back of the end zone for a touchback, which they did. They took the safe route. Or number two, you kick the ball. You instruct your kicker to kick the ball in between the 20-yard line and the 5-yard line, making the Chiefs player bring it out and waste time. Obviously, the Chiefs player is not going to call for a fair catch. If they're catching the ball at their own 10-yard line, they're going to want to bring it out. And the positives to this is it will waste more time. They only have 13 seconds. Say they catch the ball at their own 10-yard line, bring it out to the 25-yard line. They're probably going to waste 5 or 6 seconds. That would only give Mahomes 1, maybe 2 plays. They certainly wouldn't have time to run 2 plays and then a field goal at the end like they were able to do. Now, the risk with that is potentially getting a kickoff return for a touchdown. And there were people on Twitter saying the Bills were acting like they were either up 4 or the Chiefs had no timeouts, which is what I completely agree with that. Now let's look at this defensive alignment. 13 seconds left. The Chiefs' main objective here is to get the ball to Tyreek Hill, get him 20 yards, and then call timeout. And the Bills' defense is basically saying, please run that play and get your free 20 yards. Why is this cornerback angled like he's not trying to give up the sideline? Who cares if he gets out of bounds or not? They have 3 timeouts and 13 seconds left. That makes no sense. Also, why is there 4 pass rushers? I have no clue why they're rushing 4 here. Again, the only explanation to me why you would play a defense like this, you've got 2 safeties, only one's in the picture, the other one's way out of the screen about 30 yards down the field. I would rush 3, have another linebacker out there, play linebackers up, clog the passing lanes, play my cornerbacks about 10 yards out. You need bodies right here. This is where you need the bodies, especially if Tyreek Hill is getting the ball. The Chiefs are playing for a field goal. I don't know if the Bills thought that there wasn't enough time left. They were just going to attempt Hail Marys. They just had to guard the end zone. They were up 4 points. The Chiefs didn't have any timeouts. I don't know what they thought. They get the ball right here to Tyreek Hill. There's no one within 10 yards of him. The cornerback takes a really bad route right here. He probably could have tackled him at the 35, maybe 37-yard line. Some of that's due to Tyreek Hill's speed. As you can see, Tyreek Hill catches it. Here comes the cornerback. Bad angle, bad route. Tyreek Hill splits him and makes it all the way to the 44-yard line, and they literally call a timeout. How much time was left? 8 seconds. Now they've got 8 seconds left, ball at their own 44. Now in this one, they're playing zone. And if you play man, the game is probably over. They're going to throw to Kelsey right in between the linebacker and cornerback, right through the seam, quick pass. If you're playing man on Kelsey, this game is probably over. And also, Romo said that they should have rushed 5 or 6. I don't understand that at all. I would have rushed 3 on this again. This is not a Hail Mary play. The pass rush on a Hail Mary, I agree, you should at least rush 4 to try and get some pressure on the quarterback so he can't throw the ball down the field. These are not Hail Mary plays. They're trying to get 20 yards to give their kicker a chance to send the game to overtime. They have 2 timeouts. Rush 3, clog up the passing lanes, play man-to-man, maybe even double Kelsey. Why are you rushing 4? They throw it right through the seam. They're playing zone. There's the cornerback. There's the linebacker right in between. Kelsey makes the catch. He's already inside field goal range, and he gets down at the 29-yard line, and it becomes a relatively easy field goal attempt. This is inexcusable defense. 13 seconds left. That was a good throw, Mahomes, to Kelsey. The first one to Tyreek Hill was, basically a dump off. Any quarterback could have made it, but the Bills' defensive alignment, no clue what they were doing. I don't know if they thought the Chiefs had 0 timeouts left, if they thought the Chiefs were not going to try and get into field goal range. The only thing that kind of makes sense to me is the Bills thought the Chiefs were not going to try and kick a field goal. They were going to just try and throw Hail Marys. They conceded. They were saying there's only 13 seconds left. We can't get into field goal range. We're just going to throw Hail Marys. And that's why they played completely prevent defense, especially on that first play where Tyreek Hill got basically a free 25 yards. No clue. Absolutely horrendous defense. Good job by Mahomes. It was a great game. Unfortunate that Josh Allen didn't get a chance to come back there in overtime. This might be the NFL game that makes them change the overtime rules in the offseason to allow both teams the opportunity to score, because the Bills, in essence, lost that game due to a coin flip. And you could say, well, what if they stopped them? Well, what if the Bills had won that coin flip and the Chiefs probably wouldn't stop Josh Allen and they wouldn't get the ball? So what an absolute crazy set of divisional round playoff games. But guys, I'm about to go on a quick rant right here, right now. What is the most overrated thing in the NFL? The Green Bay Packers front office. Oh my God. This past weekend, we all know Aaron Rodgers lost. The Green Bay Packers lost. They were 6-point favorites. It was a bad loss. They only scored 10 points. But I kept hearing people say, Aaron Rodgers will only target Davante Adams. Aaron Rodgers will only throw to Davante Adams. Yeah, because there's nobody else on the roster, because the Packers front office decided to invest a first-round pick into Aaron Rodgers' replacement 2 years ago when they could have gotten Aaron Rodgers a quality number 2 wide receiver. Aaron Rodgers has won back-to-back MVPs with Allen Lazard as his number 2 wide receiver. And on top of that, they have the worst special teams in the league. Historically, one of the worst special teams of all time. Hey, listen, Aaron Rodgers didn't play great. He missed some throws, whatever, but they should have won that game. Let's be real. And then it's just like, nobody blames the Packers front office for not getting Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers has one weapon, maybe 2. Aaron Rodgers' second best receiver is a running back. Aaron Jones, that's his second best receiver. The Green Bay Packers front office gets 0 hate. They have the worst special teams in the league. They have no number 2 wide receiver. They have no tight end. Oh, you want to know Aaron Rodgers' tight end, Mercedes Lewis? The Packers were up 7-0, driving again late in the first quarter in 49ers territory. Mercedes Lewis fumbles the football. Completely changes the game, but nobody wants to talk about that. I'm not this Aaron Rodgers lover, but guys, give me a freaking break. All he does is throw to Davante Adams because there's no one else to throw to. Who is he going to throw to? Allen Lazard? MVS? And then let's just be real with it. The Packers front office thought Aaron Rodgers was on the downtrend. That's why they drafted his replacement 2 years ago. If the Packers front office would have known Aaron Rodgers would have had back-to-back MVP-type seasons with the Packers getting the number 1 overall seed in the NFC both years, they would have drafted a receiver. They would have drafted someone to help Aaron Rodgers. But they thought Aaron Rodgers was trending down. He was at the end of his career. They were wrong. They have a terrible front office. They have a terrible special teams, and they get absolutely no hate. Nobody hates on the Packers front office. They have one of the worst front offices in the NFL, and if I'm Aaron Rodgers looking at the Packers roster construction, there is less than a 0% chance I'm going back to Green Bay. You drafted Jordan Love. You drafted my replacement in the first round. Start him. If I was Aaron Rodgers, I would tell Green Bay, you know what, guys? You already drafted my replacement in the first round when you could have gotten me another receiver. Bye-bye. Have fun with Jordan Love. Bye-bye. Unbelievable. And then they get no hate for it. And now it's like, oh, poor Packers, they're going to lose Aaron Rodgers. Give me a freaking break. Maybe get him a better weapon than Allen Lazard. Their number 2 receiver the past 2 years has been Allen Lazard. When has Aaron Rodgers last had a legit number 2 wide receiver? Then everyone's like, oh, all he does is throw to Davante Adams. There's no one to throw to. Who is he going to throw to? They have no one. They drafted Jordan Love. They're wasting assets drafting Aaron Rodgers' replacement, and then nobody yells at the Packers front office when they have the worst special teams, the historically bad special teams, that loses them the game. It is ridiculous, guys. Make sure you're following me on Twitter. Link to that's always in the description. I'm, of course, the Depressed Ginger. Thank you for watching.